Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Shakaama. I'm not going to name names in this video because they are throwing around the lawsuit threat. I'm going to make this really general. When I get married and have children, my children will not be allowed on the internet at all until they're like 30. I'm not even joking. Here we have allegations and proof and girls coming out the woodwork. What am I talking about? I'm talking about another YouTuber who's in some sort of clan asking underage girls to do stuff on camera, and there's proof of it. There's actual video proof of it. So here, my message, a lot of my subscribers are actually older people, and they are the people with the children who would be doing this. You need to sit your children down and tell them there is nothing on the internet so important that you need to take your clothes off. There is nothing that you need to do to get into a clan. And for those who don't understand, I'm talking about a video game. If you join a guild, a group of people who play together, and they call themselves elite, or they're the best at the game, or what have you. I don't know how to put it other than they think they're the best at the game, and the people want to join, and they'll prey on people who want to join, although they're not going to approve them joining the group, right? So they have them do all sorts of crazy stuff. You need to sit your children down and say, this is not important. They are traumatizing the kids. They are getting them to strip naked and do stuff and perform acts. This is not okay. If you are one of the kids, if you are 15, 14, 13, 12, there is nothing important on the internet for you to strip your clothes off and do something for somebody whom you don't even know, first of all. Let's get real here. And it is not okay. I know movies and televisions has you thinking that you're watching 15-year-olds do stuff. They're not 15-year-olds. They're 30-year-old actors who look 15. My roommate, a few years ago, still looked like he was 16. He looked literally like a baby, but he's older than me. He's in his 40s. Think about that. This guy, just a few years ago, looked like he was 16. This is what's on in Hollywood. This is what's in the movie. This is what's on commercials. This is what's in TV shows. And you think that they're 15-year-olds, but they're 30-year-old actors. And they're trying to portray these very young people. Think about this. It's the law that you cannot even have young people work for more than 2 hours a day as an actor. So they can't do a lot of the movies. If they really want to have those young people in the movies, they have to then extend their shooting period over months and months and months, because they can't have 12-hour days like the rest of the actors. So they're trying to appeal to a young crowd, so they get a very young looking actor to do stuff, and this gets lodged into your brain as being okay to do. Well, it's not okay to do. And the people portraying these 15-year-olds are 30 years old. My channel is actually dedicated to erasing all of the stuff that the media puts out there that lodges in your brain as being okay. It's not okay. Yes, I said, if I was a father, my children would not be on the, I'm completely dead serious. My children would not even touch the internet. In fact, I wouldn't even have Wi-Fi internet in my house. I'd have to do all of my stuff at work. I'd rent out an office to do all of my stuff. There is nobody who's so important. There is no clan that you need to join, that you need to do weird stuff. And the more I hear about this drama alert guy, the less I like him. And I mean, the very first impression wasn't that great anyway, so he's in the negative. No, there's a new heap. Well, I say it's new. There's a new heap of channels that run around doing nothing but bashing other YouTubers, other gamers, and people eat it up. I know you are the unwashed masses, the uneducated masses, the people who leave comments even on my channel, and my channel is one of those intellectual channels. What's very strange is we have, on the one hand, we have like Vsauce, which I guess is supposed to be educational, and on the other side, we have the channels that say, oh, this guy's cancer, all of his videos are cancer, which is a horrible thing to say. That is a bad thing. If you don't understand, that is a bad thing to say. Listen to your internet, Dad, that's a bad thing to say. And to say retarded and all those other words to describe each other, or the homosexual stuff. I mean, it's when you're putting it out in the interwebs, everybody can come along and hear it and get offended. And then, of course, you say, well, they shouldn't listen if they get offended. Well, there's a certain point of decorum that you should try and include. I try and include everybody on my channel. I've said it in many of my videos. I think I'm the best guy in the United States. But that doesn't stop me from having friends who are so uneducated that they can't even tie words together to form a correct sentence. And I talk to those people every day. And do you know what? I find out stuff that I don't know that they know, and I ask them about it. Why? Because that gives them some self-worth. I don't think everybody's worth. I don't think a person is 100% worthless. Everybody is, and to me, that's the only thing that matters. Do you have some sort of worth that I can see in you? And I think that's really the only thing that's important in life, really. What are you worth to somebody else? What kind of talent do you have? And I believe every human has some sort of talent. This is why I can never be racist or bigoted or whatever. Because everybody has lived a completely different life there. They've shared some sort of different experience other than what I have experienced. Think about this. I used to grow up overseas, and I used to dream that one day I would come back to America and live in this word called a neighborhood. Because overseas, you don't live in a neighborhood. You live in either these tiny little apartments in the middle of something, and you don't know anybody. Except for France, where you know people way too much, where you walk down the hall in a towel because you all have to share a bathroom, which is just crazy. Grown people sharing bathrooms. Or you live somewhere on a palatial estate and you have a whole bunch of servants running around, and you don't know anybody even close to you. I've had it both. I've had little tiny hovels, and I've lived in mansions. And I used to dream about coming to America and living in a neighborhood. That I fantasized about living in a neighborhood, and I could play with children, and I'd have friends who lived next to me. I wouldn't have to make appointments to go play with other children. Can you imagine that? Imagine growing up like that. And you all take all of this for granted. Of course, I didn't grow up with an internet, so you all have it great. You can make your appointment on the spot. Okay, I'm coming over right now. Okay, here we go. I don't know. Do you do that? Do you leave your house and go play with each other? I don't know. I'm not that old, but I didn't have that growing up as a kid. There is nobody in this world. I want you to get in your mind. There's nobody in this world that important that you have to strip off your clothes and do all sorts of crazy stuff. And it's not funny. It's demeaning. This is why the whole marriage stuff is all messed up. If now I'm talking to somebody, the people who are in their teens or in their 20s and stuff. This is why the whole marriage stuff is all messed up. Because people say, well, it's not that important. It's not that you have to, and there's people who, you have to sleep around a bit. You don't have to sleep around a bit. At all. And thank Buddha, there are some people still out there who are still wrapped tight, wound tight. You know, that's supposed to be a bad thing. You're wrapped too tight. You have to loosen up. You have to live a little. No, it's okay, cause you know what? Those are the people that keep the economy going. Did you know that married couples is what actually keeps the economy going? Did you know that? I talk about finance a lot on my channel. Did you know that it's the married couples? That's what keeps the economy going. These are the people that insurance keeps going, and insurance doesn't charge them a lot. They don't charge them a lot. A married man acts completely different than a single man. Oh, wait. A married man with children acts completely different than both a married man and a single man. A married woman acts completely different. You know, and you just go down the line. Married woman with children acts completely different. They have it down pat. It's like a science. And these are the people who keep the economy going. And you have all of these groups that just simply want to destroy marriage, and that's not the way. Why? Because I can see all the way down the line, and this empire that we've built, we should learn from history, but apparently we don't, right? This empire that we built will crumble. It's already crumbled, but it will crumble to the point of non-existence. We will have the rise of the conglomerate states, where you have states just ran by corporations. The whole cyberpunk world will come to fruition, where the corporations are in charge and you don't have government at all. And that's really why they're trying to destroy marriage, is because then women can come to work and they will act like men. Meaning, they don't take leaves of absence, they don't have pregnancy, they don't have maternity leave, they act like men. I want you to think about how that sounds for a second. Just how horrible that sounds. If you're a girl, do you really want to be categorized as acting like a man? That they've manipulated you so much? Thank you for watching the Shakaama Life Show.